Seasickness history in the making. The McIntyre Mini Globe Race 2025. Small boat, huge adventure.
Okay, good morning, everybody. 104 days since we departed the National Sailing Academy in Antigua. Quite amazing and slow going at the moment for the 4 boats that are still left sailing. It's Sunday, the 8th of June, and I'm not sure if we've even got a header or title on the post here on Facebook or YouTube. I had some problems which I gave up trying to sort out. Getting the usual description up, slow going and all that sort of stuff. So if there's no title, it might not be up on YouTube. I'm not sure. Anyway, we'll just carry on and see how it goes. So if you're there, John, I hope you saw the photos of the boat. There you go, polished. It's all there. We're in the water. It's kind of cool. Big day today, Adventure Film Festival, Ocean Film Festival here in Vuda Marina, which is cool. And I met up with Tony yesterday, the owner of the marina. He's a really interesting guy. I had a big chat about everything that's going on here. It's really impressive, and all fun. It's a nice feeling to be in the water with the yacht, though. That's where they're meant to be. And so this will be a quick one because there's only a few boats there. But I got some news from Gary. I mentioned that he's going to be struggling a bit, and that also Josh is going to find it challenging and slow, which it is. So let's just go straight into the tracker here. I've got to hit that one. I nearly hit the wrong button then. I hit that one. You've got the tracker, and then I come over here. I've got the tracker. There's the countdown, by the way. 104 days, 8 hours, 54 minutes, and 20 seconds since we started in Antigua. But of course, most of the fleet actually started in Marina de Lagos in Portugal, sailed down to Rubicon Marina as the qualifier, and that was an eye-opener for many, trying to work out how to work their self-steering systems and so on, and being at sea alone on their boat, some for the first time to a degree, because that was a qualifier, and then sailing from, having completed that qualifier, which is about 600 or 550 miles or something. We always assume that's enough of a qualification once they've got their boats organised and once they've done their medical training, survival training, all that sort of stuff. They're fit to go because the boat's pretty simple, and you've got to be a sailor before you get there. And here we are now, all about to arrive in Fiji very soon. But first, the joys of Tonga for some. Mike and John still kicking in back there on their way over the top of the Tuamotus. They're clearly now they're actually going all the way across the top rather than through. So if I get over here, we're going to skirt around the top, which is kind of interesting. Maybe they're waiting for daylight to go to pick a path through. They might zip down in through here. We'll wait and see. But they've got plenty of breeze at the moment. Getting the miles on, 4.2 knots for Mike, 93-mile day, and John is 4.6 knots, and he's pulled out a bit, 100-mile a day. So they've got a simple objective: get to Papeete and go from there. Now, Mark Coconut's on the go. He's heading up north. Maybe he's going up to Suvarov or something. Not sure, but not a direct route. He's got his co-conspirator on board, Jill's on board, so the two of them now chuffing off for a bit of a cruise, and they'll end up in Fiji whenever they decide they've had enough in that part of the world. And here's Gary fluffing around a bit, 1.9 knots with not a lot of breeze, a lot of blue there, so it's just drifting along. And he's been supremely frustrated. I'll read you his messages to me when we get out of the tracker here. But yeah, it's been a continual mixed bag, and all he's trying to do is get to the finish as quick as he can. So that's kind of cool. And and his wife is actually arriving here His wife's arriving on the 27th of June, I think it is. So maybe he's not going to head back to Australia. It was after a dispensation to get here before, or as soon as he could, because he had to go back to Australia for stuff. Anyway, that may change. Anyway, at the moment, 1.9 knots and 68 mile days. 68 miles is okay, but it's still slow. And he clearly says that Starlink's kept him sane. But anyway, I'll read his message in a minute. And Josh also slowed up 2.3 knots. He's just missed out to follow those trades in. He's gone through the area of instability. We haven't heard any messages. We've got nothing from Josh. Don't really know what he's up to at all. But 87 mile day. That's pretty cool. Now the wind is coming forward of the beam a little bit. So his forward progress will be slow. And he might have to tack around a bit there. I'll just pick it up here. So he's still got straight line course at the moment, so not a lot of breeze. When it goes light, it's fine to be forward of the beam. That's what you want. It keeps the apparent wind a little bit higher as you're pushing into it, and you can keep moving through the water. So we'll wait and see. So from there now, they're the only ones on the water. I'll just cut it back so we can do the weather. John and the boys up there, I'll go back and do them in a minute, but they should have consistent trades. But this is where the action is. This is the area of instability that was following that wind, that trough coming through. It actually looks a bit more breeze than we thought. It was supposed to be completely calm in some of that. So keep your fingers crossed. I'm going to push it through. I'll get my auxiliary keypad here. Boom, boom. There we go. So that's coming through. Yeah, some big holes there. Gary's going to cop it for sure. I mean, not cop it. He's not going to get much wind. Just instability. We'll have a look at the cloud cover in a minute. Josh is going to be right in 24 hours. And he's got a nice south-southeasterly by the look of it, which will swing around to the southeast and keep him going. So Josh has got 1 day of slow stuff, and then he should be underway. Not much on the nose. Gary is he's got to wait until this whole area goes over. So there's 1 day, 2 days. He's got 2 days of nothing. He's still in the middle of it. So it's going to be the 9th. So, yeah, a couple of days of rubbish. And then he's going to get a southerly, and he should be underway. Josh will ride that breeze all the way in. The trades are trying to reform, but Gary's got maybe even 3 days of rubbish. So, well, let's just see how far out he is, and I'll give you an idea. He is going to go straight for one step at a time. He's not going to stop in Tonga, but he's got 900. He's going to be at least, it's going to take him 10 days. In about, no, hang on, 1,000 miles a week is pretty unattainable because he's got a couple of days slow. So that's 7, 8, 9 days. I reckon 9 days, could even be 10 days yet before he goes through Tonga. So that takes him through to the 18th, and then he's got another 4, 5, let's say 5 days, 18, 19, 23rd. So about 23rd, 24th, we might see Gary in Fiji. Okay, so that's that one. Then Josh is, well, he'll be going up to Vavau, I think. I'm not sure. Yeah, let's just assume. No, he might be. Not sure. He could be going to Pangai. Anyway, he's 280 miles out of Pangai, out of Vavau. So that's current estimates is probably 4 days. He's got 1 day of slow stuff. There goes today. Then he's got 300 left, so it'll be 3.5 to 4 days from now, maybe. We might see him in Vavau, and if it was down in Pangai, then I'd say probably 4 days. So, and I haven't heard anyone mentioning whales. They all seem to be happy with the kava drinking and just hanging out in Vavau, rather than chuffing down in some of the anchorages and stuff. But in Pangai, I haven't even heard anyone talking about whales there. They should be seeing them, some of them on the horizon there, because Hapai is a big area for the whales coming in and calving. Some of the early calves would be being born right now, and there'd be a chance to swim. That'd probably interest Josh, but anyway. we'll see how it goes. So I think we're done on that. We'll have a look at the currents and have a look at the clouds. Seeing as we're here, clouds. Yep, Gary's in amongst it. So it's following that trough along. You can see there. So Gary's going to be. That's weather for 3 days away. If we bring it back to now, Josh has got a bit of rubbish here. There's still a lot over the top of there. And Fiji, it looks like we've got, yes, it's been a few clouds overnight, but it looks like a clear day for the movies today, which is cool. And still cloud cover over Vavau for now. Gary's in the clear, but it's coming when that trough gets further along. There he goes. So, no, there's some big clouds coming tomorrow as well. So, anyway, that's cool. All right, I think we're done on that. I'll come back here and say g'day. Boat Builder John, hang on, I'll get rid of those. Hide from thingos. Okay, it's Saturday your time over in Europe and all the rest of it. Sunday morning here. We're on YouTube, coming in strong. Good, I'm not sure it's got a title. They're all YouTube. Bloody hell. I think that's all YouTube. Yep, truly amazing. Halfway. Sail GP live in New York. Yeah, that's pretty impressive. It's like watching motor racing, but on the water. So I think it's, I don't mind it. I don't watch it that often, but when you see some of the stuff going on, it's crazy. I just saw a thing how they showed you how they drive them with their, little control there, how they fly them and so on. So, oh no, there's a Facebook. G'day, Rachel. So it must be on Facebook as well. That's cool, because when your comments come up here, there's a little indicator whether the comment's coming from YouTube or whether the comment's coming from Facebook. So we must be on both, which is good. But you might not see a title up the top. Okay, coming back here. But John, truly amazing. Yep, got that. Don't forget Jane. Don't forget Jane. What did I forget about Jane? I told her to wake up. Jane, are you awake? Okay, she's hiding now. We were up last night, late doing things. So there you go. Anyway, I'd never forget Jane. How could you? Jeepers. Boat Builder John, what state are the boats in, and any hull repairs, rigging repairs to be done? No, there's no hull repairs. The only thing that happened to a hull, it's the first time we've seen any movement on a hull, was on Peeler's boat in Panama after the transatlantic. There was a bit of cracking array, and it was, if you imagine this, you've got the plywood and you've got a stringer or frame on there. It's glued on and screwed on and bits and pieces, and then they have fillets of glue. And there was one area of a stringer, I think it was, going across where some of the epoxy glue, I think it was, and the paint actually cracked and started to pull away from the hull a little bit, but it was nothing. It was a superficial thing. So, there was no structural issues at all. We had a good look at it. A few people had a look at it and said, yeah, it's nothing. It's just a bloody minor thing. So hulls are good. The only issue with rigs has been the spreaders, but some of the sailors that have been sailing what I call conservatively have done no issue with the standard Selden spreaders. A bunch of them, though, probably half the fleet, crack the bases of their spreader extrusion where it slides over the stainless steel stub that sticks out. That's how they go. They slide over that and they put a pin through, and it's got a little bit of movement. And it was just where the rear trailing edge meets the extrusion of the mast. There's a bit of movement, and it stressed it and cracked it. So they put strengthening pieces on that. So that's no worries there. Dan had his Canadan had his standing rigging X-rayed in Papeete, and excuse me, and the X-ray showed that it should be replaced in the next few months from Papeete. And if they don't get the rigging replaced here in Fiji, the next available opportunity would. Well, I'm not sure what's in Mauritius, but it might be Cape Town. So yes, the rigs are getting looked at when they're here. A few of the sailors are going to possibly pull their rigs, and a few are replacing standing rigging and so on. I know Ayrton has brought in over a full set of standing rigging from Sparcraft in France to fit that. The local rigger here is gearing up. There's no 5mm diform wire here, so he's ordering stuff on Monday to come across just to make sure that those I've reminded the sailors twice on the system, so that hey guys, if you want rigging, you better put your hand up now, because there's nothing here at that size of diform in Fiji. So yeah, the rigs will get looked at, just preventative maintenance. That's about it, so all cool. Okay, move. So that's no repairs. A few of them will slip their boats. It was interesting. Christian's got a silicon wrap on his hull. He doesn't have anti-fouling paint. It's I've been following it for years, and as a concept, because especially for the GGR, for the Golden Globe race, where they've had a lot of issues, it's ruined people's whole challenge in the GGR because of barnacles. And this silicon wrap and the material on the silicon is quite interesting. So you basically shrink wrap the hull underneath, underwater, and then that's your anti-fouling, and nothing can stick because it's super slippery, and it's not putting biocides in the water, so it's environmentally friendly and all that stuff. But you need to look after it when you've got it on. And so Christian's going to come out of the water because he had that impact damage when I said to the silicon wrap on under the boat when he hit a log out of Panama. So he wants to repair those spots, and to lift the boat out of the water, you don't put the straps under the hull. He's got a central lift point. He opens up a hatch, pulls a rope down, connects to the U-bolt and the keel, and they lift it with a rope. So instead of the travel lift having the straps underneath, where the two pulleys are on the travel lift, they'll come together at the center, and then there'll be a shackled line there, and it picks it up. So it's acting like a crane, because you don't want to put the pressure on the silicon wrap, which is an interesting point. If you decide to go with that instead of anti-fouling, you've got to make sure you don't bugger up the vinyl, so to speak. So that was interesting. And a few of them are coming out of the water to see what goes on. Anyway, Harold says coping with seasickness. I don't think anyone's getting seasick at the moment. They might have in the first leg in bits and pieces, but they never talk about it. I don't think anyone's... they've well and truly got their sea legs now. They're 10,000 miles out, or 10,000 miles into it, so to speak, since Portugal. Thanks, John. Rachel, when is Renaud due to set off? He'll be leaving at 11 o'clock local time on Monday, and I think that was 2100 UTC on Sunday for UTC. Is Josh likely to be into port before Renaud leaves? No way. He'll be. Renaud leaves in about 24 hours, so Josh won't be there. But Joe did not credit her contribution to the event. Oh no, Jane's had nothing to do with it. Anyway, I'm not sure what I said about the event, but yes, Jane's always there, and I talk about her often. So she's one of the original founders. Jane goes back a long way. Anyway, so yeah, she's there. She's just camera shy. Never likes to be on camera for some reason, and I get into big trouble when I catch her. But anyway, Warren, you are absolutely correct. Okay, good. Don't worry, Warren. I never stress anything. In fact, it's one of the secrets to being a young man. Ooh, never stress about anything. So she's cool. Boom. Sometimes I've got to rule the roost as an organizer, for the entrance, keep them on the program. But I never let anything stress me on that stuff, So, g'day, Captain Joey. Okay, we're all done. So, look at that. I put those bloody photos up just to show John, and he's not here. Sheepers. Bloody hell. Anyway, have a good weekend, everybody, and we'll be up tomorrow thinking of... Oh, hang on. Sheepers. I didn't tell you about my message from Gary, which is really cool. Now, did he send it to me on... hang on. I've got to find it here. It must be on Facebook. Righty. Oh, Gary. There's one here from Gary. Oh, no, I think I read you that one the other day. That's the first one. So the other one is on Messenger. So stand by. Okay. Gary. Boom. Nope. Gary Swindle. Here we go. It's a big one. Okay, hi. Had a night. This is for Saturday. Came in yesterday afternoon about for what's that? No, 18 hours ago. Had a nice wind today. That was yesterday. Even though windy showed otherwise, 10 to 15 knots, and maybe a bit stronger most of the day coming from the east northeast. I actually dozed off last night, and when I woke, the wind had picked up, and the boat was sailing east. Now, if you don't know which is north, south, east, and west, east is back to Papeete. So it was going 180 degrees the wrong way. Um, and just what I needed, he says. Yeah, sure. I was starting to feel like I was in the doldrums again. My wife arrived on the 27th of June, so I hope I'm there by then. 27th of June, he should be just arriving just before. Still have wind tonight, but a few ominous clouds hanging around. To say I'm a bit frustrated, that means pissed in Aussie. he's miffed. Might be an understatement. I think it would be. But the wind today and a sat phone call to my wife made me feel better. Let's see what tomorrow brings. Lastly, I had a big Mahi Mahi. Listen to this. This is a classic. Hang on. This is amazing. Hang on, let's see what tomorrow brings. Lastly, I had a big Mahi Mahi, which is one of the big golden blue fish, round nose, all that sort of stuff. Mahi Mahi, who took a liking to my rudder and dagger board today. Not sure what he liked about it, but he was nudging it quite a lot. So unusual in Mahi Mahi to start having a go at the back of the boat, but it sounded, and they can grow really big. I always have a bit of a giggle. Mahi Mahi, you want to Google it and get some information on that, because those fish are just stunning. People get really impressed when they get I can't frame it here. Hang on a sec. When they catch a Mahi Mahi, which is about this big, right? Now, Mahi Mahi about this big is a baby. They are one of the fastest growing fish in the ocean, and they feed like crazy. And like in a year, I can't even put my hand out. A 1-year-old Mahi Mahi is massive, and they're the best eating fish you can ever imagine. And you see them doing some incredible things. Mahi Mahi are really quite interesting. Everything's about tuna and stuff, but Mahi Mahi, geez, they're babies when they're this big. They feed and grow so fast. They transfer they basically everything they eat, they hold a lot of it. I'm not sure what the word is there. They eat whatever they eat. They don't waste it away, and it's retained on board. So they just go. Brrr, quite cool, and the best eating. Oh boy. Okay. Hang on a sec. I've got more stuff coming in now. I was just about to sign off. Where do we go here? Hang on. Everyone's bombing me with questions now. Let's see. Boat with Joe, did you credit? Yep, got that. Captain Joe Hoy from Lauderdale. Captain Joe on camera in my face either. Oh, I'm not sure what that one was. Good. I'm worried. Will he make it to Fiji on time? Josh will be fine. He'll be in to. You can work it out. Josh will be in what I say, 3 days or something. And then he's got 8 days, so that's 8, 9, 10, 11. And then he's only got like 5 days, 4 or 5 days. So 11, 5, 16 days from now, it's the 8th. So that's 24. Josh will probably get into Fiji around about the whatever I just said. Okay. So all is good. You can replay that if you missed it. I forgot what I said. What did you hear from Carrie? Carrie's cool. He hasn't been reporting in about his back and everything. I know he was, trying to immobilise himself as much as possible. He hasn't been sailing around at all. As soon as he got in there, he dropped the pick, and that was it. His objective, customs and quarantine came out to the boat to clear him. And tongans are never small. You very rarely see little tongans. They're all. So I can't quite imagine. He was laughing a bit about it. He did send me a message on that, saying that the three of them sort of got onto the boat and stuff. And then I'm not sure how and when he's got ashore. He had to resupply his hard drugs, medicinal drugs, because he'd used a few of them. There is a hospital there. So, but yeah, I haven't had an update. But I'm sure he's doing fine, because if he wasn't, then we'd probably get an update. It's oh no, no. Hang on. Did I say July? Why are you worried, Shannon? So I said it's about 18 days. And it's the 8th, so he'd be about in there by the 24th of June. Did I say July? He'll be here. He'll be in Fiji for like about 5 weeks, something like that. So because I know you're coming out, but anyway, that's cool. Is there any update on Carrie and Christian's injuries? No, I haven't heard anything from Christian, but he's smiling. He's drinking kava. He's living normally. We've all seen the videos of their kava sessions, muddy water, and he seems happy. So the shoulder, he must be looking after it. You know, he's been with it for a while apparently. So more so than just when he first started talking about it. So I think he knows how to manage that, which is good to see because we don't want to. We want all the fleet to keep going. You know, they're all really good sailors, really good boats, and they're really up for what's coming ahead. Anyway, one step at a time. They've got to get to Fiji first. And are they both still hoping to continue to Fiji? Yeah. Well, beyond Fiji, who knows? I'm quite certain that there will be reflection from quite a few people when they get to Fiji because it's a big turning point. If you live in Europe, well, you'd be happy because you're going home. But if you're from this part of the world, who knows? Okay, Rachel. The fish sound good. Yeah, Mahi Mahi, unbelievable. Okay. Oh, Gary, that's cool. Yeah, Captain Joe, I agree with Jane. Camera too nosy. Okay. Sorry, I meant was worried for Gary. Make it on time, Fiji. Cool. Yeah, no, he'll be fine. I came in right at the Gary update. Cool. I have all my fingers and toes crossed. The whole fleet continues beyond Fiji. Well, you know, whatever happens, they're all having a good time and they're all achieved a lot and they're following the dreams and all that sort of thing. And they're, you know, so they're all winners. Anyway, that's it. Jeepers, we kept waffling on for half an hour. So have a good weekend and we'll see you all tomorrow. Boom, boom. Oh, got to get that started.
Witness history in the making. The McIntyre Mini Globe Race 2025. Small boat, huge adventure.
Thanks, Rachel.